Welcome to room 9, the region's largest classroom. I am Mrs. Wright and I teach at Monroe Elementary in St. Charles. Today I will be teaching a reading lesson meant for second graders, but as always, everyone of all ages, kids and adults, are welcome to learn with us. I am so excited for this week because I'm featuring my most favorite thing in the world. Hey, Molly. Molly. Let's see if she'll come. Molly, come here. Come here. Come say hi. Please, it's your shining moment. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay, I'm just gonna have to act like I don't want her to come here and then she'll come here, okay? So, this week we are going to explore nonfiction text structures. But I've figured out that you guys really like my dog Molly. And I really like my dog Molly too, especially Cohen. Cohen, are you watching? Cohen, I heard that you really like watching Molly. So hopefully she stops being shy and will come on here. But I, this week, am going to teach you about nonfiction text structures. And I thought, you know what? What better way to teach you about nonfiction text structures than to take you through the journey of all the different nonfiction text structures that we use, Billy and I, Mr. Wright and I, whenever we adopted Molly, okay? So I'm gonna get started, but you know I can't get started without a little mindfulness. Maybe I'm gonna try and convince Molly to come over here. So let's go ahead and do a little stretching. Ooh, yes. Oh, turn. Oh, whew. There we go. Always helps to do some stretching. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so I like to also remind you that you need to get yourself ready to learn, right? It's really hard to learn if you are in the red zone, if you're feeling super, super angry. So you need to get your mind, your brain, and your body ready to learn. So your body needs to be in a spot that's comfortable for you. Today I'm feeling a little like fidgety, so I kind of push the table back so hopefully I don't knock into it as much. I have my water because I'm already getting hot. So I have the things I need to keep my body ready to learn. And my brain, I don't have anything else on. I turned off the music, I turned off the TV. It's quiet. Mr. Wright's not home because he distracts me sometimes, but it's okay. So my brain and my body are both ready to learn today. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. You need to grab something to write on and something to write with, okay? All right, and we're gonna use those at the end if we have time. Molly, come here. Hey, come here. Now she's just ignoring me. Come here. Come here. Come here, Molly. This voice is probably not very, what you want to hear. Hey, Molly, come here. Come here. Okay. I'll convince her in a little bit. But this whole week is about you. The people want to see you. Come here. Hey, come here. Okay, I can't. Maybe if I get her ball, she'll come here. Should I do it? Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. What do I have? What do I have? Come here. All right, I'm going to set it right here. Set it right there for you. Okay, so when we were first getting Molly, my cousin, we actually got Molly from my cousin Adam, and he put out this flyer, and it was like, adopt a dog, right? And it had a picture of Molly, and it said, Golden Doodle looking for a home. So this is actually a type of text structure. A flyer is a type of text structure, okay? So it's getting your attention. The words at the top are pretty large. There's a picture on there, and it gives you short bursts of information and then has something to follow up with. So this says, adopt a dog, with a picture of Molly. Golden Doodle looking for a home. And then he listed things that were amazing about her. Cute, no shedding, potty trained, loves to cuddle. Call Adam at 111-111-1111. Obviously, that's not his real phone number. I actually hope that's no one's phone number. I don't think it is. That would be sad. But I didn't want to put his real phone number on TV, so I retyped it. But then it says at the bottom, serious inquiries only. That means like people who are actually interested should be the only people calling. So right now, I want you to study this, and I want you to think about what on this flyer gets your attention. This is all information. So what about this information gets your attention? What kind of structure does this nonfiction text feature have? I keep calling it nonfiction text feature. Nonfiction piece of information. What is working on this? What do you notice? Yeah, lots of good noticings, right, friends? Like I said, the heading is big. Adopt a dog. Instantly, that's going to tell you. If you like dogs, you're probably going to read this. If you don't like dogs, you're probably not going to read it, right? Then it gives a picture to show you what you would be getting. And then it gives you quick bits of information. Cute, no shedding, potty trained, loves to cuddle. And then a phone number to follow up. This is a flyer. Flyers can be made in lots of different situations. At school, sometimes we make flyers to, again, get people's attention and quickly get out information. Usually, there's always a way, or either with a phone number or an email or a website, that you can follow up with the flyer. So the first thing on our journey to getting Molly was this flyer, and it was like, oh, bing, 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 bing. Molly's the cutest dog ever. Yes, we are interested, okay? Okay, so then actually, I'm gonna hang this up here. Oh, I forgot. I jumped a little bit ahead, and I forgot to tell you that text structures can follow some different patterns, structures in nonfiction. So you might have a sequence, you might have a compare and contrast, you might have a cause and effect, and you might have a describe. So in all of these nonfiction text bits of information, you're going to see those different things happen. A sequence, like first, next, then last. A comparing and contrasting. A cause and effect. That one's a little more difficult to see sometimes. And then a describe. So this flyer, even though it was short and quick, it described information. So it told us about Molly, that she needed to be adopted, and that the only serious people should call, and this is where to call, okay? So that was a describe, the flyer. All right, now, whenever we decided that we might want Molly, we needed to read more information about dogs. I had a dog growing up, but I never had a dog quite like Molly. Molly is a golden doodle, and I really had only had dogs that were like mixed, like mutts. Like there's not like a specific, they're not really sure what the kind of dog is. It could be multiple kinds of dogs. So I never really had like a dog that was purposely bred to be a golden doodle. I've never had that kind of dog before. So I didn't know what that meant, if that meant anything special. So we started researching and we came across a brochure. This is a brochure. So I'm gonna show you the brochure just like we did with the flyer. And again, I'm gonna have you study it, okay? So front, the back, all right, and then you open it up like this. And then you open it again. Yeah. So, what are some of the things that you noticed about this brochure? Yeah, so it's another way of getting information out to people. So first, again, just like the flyer gets your attention. The brochure, I'm gonna scoot a little closer. The brochure says golden doodles, right? Has a picture of a golden doodle that happens to be Molly. And it tells you just what it's gonna be about, golden doodles, right? So if you wanna learn about golden doodles, you can pick up this brochure. It's kind of done in a way that brochures are like pleasing to the eye. So like it's small, it uses like pictures, nice designs, easy to read. And then on the back, it says, interested in more information? Talk to someone who has a golden doodle. Google has great websites. So we did end up Googling a lot about golden doodles, but the back is kind of the place where some like more contact information is, or where to go information is located. And then when you open it up, there are different sections. And when you can't go open too far, because then you'll miss this whole section right here. So immediately, yeah, the brochure is telling you all these amazing reasons why you should have a golden doodle. So you can see like the heading, it's at top, and then it's quick bullet points of information again. But on this side over here, it's a paragraph, right? So it has golden doodle in bold, and then it just is a paragraph. Let's go ahead and read it. So a golden doodle is a combination of a golden retriever and a poodle. They are very cute dogs and come in different colors, such as shades of black, white, and brown. They grow to be pretty large. Golden doodles get mats easily. They need to be groomed regularly and brushed at least once a week so they don't have to be shaved down. They have a lot of energy and require daily exercise and feedings. They need lots of room to play and run. They also enjoy people and kids. They are very happy dogs. So that tells you a little bit more about golden doodles. It gives you facts like the colors, the two types of dogs that they're bred, and then it's a golden doodle. They need to be groomed a lot. They get mats easily. So it gives you quite a bit of information about a golden doodle. And over here, the heading catches your eye. Benefits, all the amazing reasons that you should have a golden doodle. So it says, in quick bursts, no shedding, very cute, listens, cuddle with you anytime you want, love to play, good at routines, make you feel loved. Those are some pretty good reasons why you would want a golden doodle, right? Oh, look, hold on. Let's see if I can get her. Molly. Hey. Molly, come and get your ball. Come here. Come and get it. Maybe if I throw it, she'll bring it back. Ready? Oh, come here. 1, 2, bring it back. 3. Oh, bring it here. Bring it here, Mouse. Come here. Oh, she went the other way. You stinker. Come here. Molly. Of course, the one time I want her on camera because it's all about her, she won't come on here. Molly, come here. Did you hear her? Mouse! Come here! She's playing that game where she like gets close and then runs away. Okay, anyways, so gave lots of information and then gave a bullet list of reasons why, benefits of having a golden doodle. So then you open it up a little more, and if this is just to decide if you want a golden doodle, this is a great brochure because it tells you the supplies you need and how to care for a golden doodle. So really quickly, just from this one piece of paper, you can get a lot of information about golden doodles. So supplies you need for a golden doodle: a kennel, a metal tool brush, curved brush for mats, shampoo, harness, leash, a cozy bed, toys, dog food, treats, food bowl, water bowl, and a veterinarian. You need a veterinarian, and we have a really great veterinarian. Veterinarian. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Anyways, oh, here she comes. We had none of those things when we got Molly. So we were like, and you know what you also have to have? You have to have the money to care for a dog, because dogs, you have to buy all of those things. And some of those things you can buy once. Some of those things, she's creeping up here, you need to buy more than once. Like dog food, treats, she gets that kind of stuff like once every 2 months. She needs more treats and more dog food. But her toys, I buy her way too many toys. She has a giant basket that's full of toys, but they do need something to play with, right? Okay, so how to care for a golden doodle. So this, again, that was the heading, tells you what this little section is gonna be about. So ways to care for it: you feed them twice a day, give them baths, take them on daily walks, take them to the veterinarian for their yearly checkups and shots. And if they get sick, like Molly had to take her to the vet. She's been a little bit sick. You have to take them then too. So, and then you have to love them, right? You can tell that Molly feels loved because she's happy, right? She's just like a happy little dog. So this is another type of information for text structures. So it is a brochure, and it gives you a lot of information, not all the information, but a lot of information about our topic of golden doodles. So I'm gonna hang it up here. There we go. And so far, I think that one kind of followed, again, the describe. I could see a little bit of cause and effect. It kind of told you, like, you need to care for it, right? Now, it didn't really tell you what would happen if you didn't care for it, but it's just saying, if you buy a golden doodle, these are all the things you have to do. So it's a little bit of cause and effect, okay? So we have a little bit of time left, and I don't want to keep going through some of these text structures because I want to save some of them for later this week. And so you can kind of get to know how we got Molly and how she became a part of our family a little bit more. So that really, my cousin is the one who gave her to us, and we had met her before, and we love her. She was the sweetest thing. We never thought that, you know, he would have to get rid of her, but he loves her so much that he wanted to find a place that was good for her. So I'll tell you more about that tomorrow. Molly, do you want to say hi yet? She's right here with her ball. Can I get it? Come here. Come here. She is playing fetch with herself. So we have just a little bit of time left, and I thought it would be cool if we could do a little bit of a writing prompt. And we might finish up one of the books we started, these books, if we have time. So, a flyer is, and a brochure. Brochure. Sure. Let's hope I spelled that right. And a brochure is, so I want you to finish these two sentence stems. What is a flyer and what is a brochure? A brochure is, a flyer is. What are those two things? And you could even add how they help you. So a flyer is blah, 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 blah. It helps me because okay, good job. So let's hear some of them. A flyer is, a brochure is. Nice. Yeah, so a flyer is like a one-page quick information. A lot of times people use it to get people's attention. If they have like a missing cat or a missing dog, if they want someone to come to their meeting for football, a good way to get information out quickly and usually always has a way to follow up, right? Like call or check out this website or email kind of thing. A brochure is a folded like piece of paper with several sides, all containing lots of information to help you understand a topic better. All right? Okay, so those were super fun to learn about, a flyer and a brochure. So we have just a little bit of time. I wanted to continue reading What is Hibernation? And it's a nonfiction book. And this is being read with permission from Crabtree Publishing Company. What is hibernation? So if you were with us before, we have read this book, and we were interested in learning about hibernating and why it happens. And we were exploring all the different types of nonfiction text features that are in these books. So, there's a lot of snakes and things that scare me in here. Okay, so we're gonna go to this section called Light Sleepers. It says, true hibernators are not the only mammals that sleep to survive winter. Many larger mammals, such as bears, skunks, and raccoons, use a lighter form of hibernation throughout these cold months. They can wake up on warmer days to watch for enemies, snack on stored food, or just have a stretch. To save energy while they hibernate, these animals keep their body temperatures much lower than normal. Their temperatures do not drop as low as the body temperatures of true hibernators, however. For example, a bear's temperature falls only a few degrees from 100 degrees Fahrenheit to 93 degrees Fahrenheit. The bear is too large to be a true hibernator because its body temperature cannot drop low enough and stay cold long enough to save energy. Let me try one more time. Molly, hey, come here. Molly. Okay, cover your ears. Molly, come. 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 She thinks I'm playing a game again. Come here. Come here. Above ground. Many lighter sleepers do not hibernate underground. Tree squirrels and raccoons often sleep in small groups inside hollow trees. They use the trees for nesting and raising their young year-round. I need more food. Remember, these are subheadings of the main heading. Like true hibernators, light sleepers such as squirrels live off body fat while hibernating, but they also eat food. On mild winter days, they wake up to eat some of the nuts they stored in autumn. Here she comes. This extra food replaces some of the fat they have lost. Bears can wait. The nuts eaten by squirrels and other light sleepers contain protein. When the body burns protein, it produces urea. So these animals must urinate from time to time. A bear's body, however, is able to recycle its waste during winter. Like true hibernators, bears do not urinate. All right, so this caption says, Molly, come here. Squirrels find the nuts they stored in snacks on them during winter. Hey, come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, that was loud. Come here. Come here. Come here. I'm trying to get her to come here. Was most of this episode me trying to get Molly to come over here? I'm not sure. But I hope that you had a great time learning with me today. I'm really excited for this week and so excited for you to get to know Molly better. Hopefully, she'll show her face on camera tomorrow. All right, should I give it one more shot? What if I just run after her? Do you think she'll come here? Okay. All right. Hold on. Oh, man. Molly, look. Come here. Guys, she's literally running away from me. She really wants to play. Maybe I should go play with her and then she'll come. Molly, come here. Here she comes. I wish you could hear her. Molly, come here. Come on. She's stubborn. All right. I probably have to end it here. I really, really can't wait to see you next time. Bye, guys.
Teaching in Room 9 is made possible with support of Bank of America, Dana Brown Charitable Trust, Emerson, and viewers like you.